Hello. I am gonna make a video today on why I think Redside is better in draft. Um, I think this is a thing that is often not thought to be the case. A lot of people, teams, coaches, etc., think that blue side's better. But what I actually think is that the better at draft you get, the more advantageous it is to be red side. So I'm gonna go through why I think that's the case. So the primary advantage of blue side is first pick. It's what people want blue side for. Now, you have power picks in the meta, you have things that are often broken. So a while ago, like in spring, we had the B1 Gwen meta where Gwen was really broken. I think first picking Gwen was really good then. She was very powerful. She didn't lose too many matchups. She could be flex picked. She could be played in different comps. This is exactly what you want out of a B1 pick, right? It needs to be flexible. Otherwise, what I'll get into later is why red side is so good. But the problem you have as blue side is that red side has three bans. Now, how often are there three flexible, insanely powerful champions in the meta? So right now, I think Zeri gives that. I mean, she's been nerfed on the live patch, but on the pro play patches, she was still like that. Outside of Zeri, are there any champions that are like crazy powerful as a B1 that are also flexible? Probably not. So, and also as well as being flexible, they need to not be like hard counterable in a matchup later in the draft, right? So, let's have a look at why I think red side is better. So, if blue side ever wants to draft some sort of power pick, let's say Callista. We see, oops, that's a ban. Sorry, B1 Callista. Okay, we see some B1 Callista now. There's so many things that Callista struggles against. And what we can do is we can draft according to that, because as red side, we have the ability to react. Here we can just pick Ashe, and we can pick, let's say, Renata. And suddenly, Callista wants to engage. That's like, she's not very flexible. She wants to play through bot and she wants to engage, but we're denying that pretty hard. Now, here as blue side, they get one reaction. Okay, so we've just had one answer or reaction. We have answered this, yeah, and we've in a way we've kind of answered it with two champions because we've picked the bot lane package. But yeah, in terms of answers, I would say it's currently 0-1 for red side right now. They're up one. Okay, so now blue side will answer this. So they will pick a lane matchup with Callista that they enjoy. You can't sort by support on here. But let's say they want to play... It's already so hard to find a winning lane for Callista, like just with the answer that we've got. But let's say, like, what a lot of people will do is they'll go, okay, well, if you're gonna play those squishy range champions, we're just gonna commit into the engage. Let's slam Callista and Mumu, right? You can say that blue side have now had an answer, so they're 1-1. The problem blue side's got now is that they need to reveal more in their draft. They have to reveal something on B3. So often what we'll see here is that blue side don't want to reveal one of their solo lanes because the matchups can be so pivotal. So what they'll do is they'll pick jungle, and they'll pick something that fits their comp. So they'll go like Ashe and Renata can't terrain scale, and we have engaged, let's go Jarvan. And they'll blind the Jarvan. Okay, so it's now 1-1 in answers, and now red side get to pick. And red side are going to answer this. I think the best champion in the game by far, if it's not banned here, is Poppy. So we can assume that red side picks Poppy, right? But all we're doing is, as red side, we're analysing what blue side has picked, and we're picking against it. I cannot find Poppy to save my life. There we go. Yeah, so we're analysing what blue side has picked, and we're picking against it. So I now think it's 1-2 in the draft, in terms of like direct answers. This is answering this. This is answering this. And this is answering this, although I don't think the matchup that I've chosen here is particularly great. You could definitely find a better matchup than this, and I just don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay, Now we go into second round of bans, and Redside have to blind, but that's fine. You can't win everything. Okay, so we're playing like a kite back comp, right? So I think it's probably pretty good here to blind. You can either blind something in top or mid, obviously. Those are the only two roles left, although you have flex potential with Poppy. So I think picking mid here might actually be better, just so that the enemy don't know where Poppy's going. I like things like Anivia and Cassio here. Let's we've gone over a draft with Cassio before. Let's pick Cassio for the sake of it, okay? Now, blue might go, okay, we want to counter pick this Cassio. The traditional counter is Syndra. She's not particularly great in the meta at the minute. She needs a bit of, I think she needs a bit of love in terms of numbers. But let's say they pick Syndra. Like, she can function in this engage comp, and she's happy with it. And now they have to blind their top lane. Now, I would imagine they're going to pick something like Ornn. They might Sin and go Renekton. I think the most likely thing here is probably Ornn. Where is he? Ornn. There we go. They pick Ornn, and they have this very engagey comp. It doesn't scale massively well, but Ornn brings something. Syndra scales okay, but the rest of them fall off. Whereas we've got very good scaling here. Now, all top have to do is answer R5. Now, we've not mentioned that the Syndra is an... Oh my god, this pen is fat. How did that happen? Sorry, I don't mean to fat shame the pen. But so the Syndra answers this, the Amumu was answering this, and then this was answering this, this was answering this. So we're 2-2 right now, right? We're 2-2 in terms of answering. But now red get R5, and I think R5 is probably as powerful as B1. Because it's the absolute last thing you can pick. So what do we want to pick here? Well, I think we probably go Gwen, because all of these champs need to run in. Gwen has a very good lane into Ornn. They have a lot of beef, which Gwen kills very easily. So I think Gwen might be the best R5 here. Now, the dynamic that we've got is that Redside are now like 3-2 up in answers because they answered here. But also Gwen completes their comp, and thematically what we have is an engage comp into a disengage comp, which in terms of theme is beaten. Most of this comp outranges this comp, so this comp has to go in. But champions like Poppy, like Renata, like Cassio, like Gwen, these champions all want you to run into them. So thematically, Redside are at an advantage. And the reason that they were able to answer thematically primarily is actually because of this B1 pick. They identify that this comp is leaning towards engage, so they lean towards disengage. They get a good answer. B2 then go for things like Jarvan into the two low mobility range champions, and that commits them into engage. We answer the theme with R3 as well as an individual answer with the Poppy into Jarvan dynamic, and then we pick our R4, which is still answering the theme, so it's kind of like a mini answer, even though it's not a direct answer, because Syndra is going to beat the Cassio in the 1v1 lane. It's like a good lane answer into her, so blue get their answer, but then they have to commit into this engage comp. They blind their top lane. We get a really strong counter pick in top lane, and an R5 pick that fits our theme and counters their theme. So yeah, I think if you're good at drafting, the problem with this is that I think it's easier to draft from B1 because identifying these themes, identifying matchups, and talking about it with your players and saying, are you comfortable playing this within a 30-second window is the hard part. The time limit on draft is what makes it hard, but the better you get at drafting, the better Redside gets because of the ability to like completely answer what the enemy's going for. So that's about it. It's a pretty messy video, but it's, it's just a quick video I want to throw out there. And I might go more in depth on this at some point with like actually plan some drafts or like review some drafts that happen and why I think Redside's better in like a real world example. But for now, this will do. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.